Hi, Erin here with Reveal AccuWellness. I am going to be showing you today how to use Moxibustion with a tiger warmer for your therapy at home. So you'll have a Moxibustion stick. This one is black because it is smokeless. There are some that are they're like a brown color and they do produce smoke. And this right here is the tiger warmer. It has a little spring here, which you really don't have to use. You could take that off. And then it has the cap part and then the part that actually holds the Moxa stick here. So to get this started, we're going to place the Moxa stick inside the holder. Then if it gets to be where it's loose, sometimes they do that, you can just press these little things in a little bit more, and then because that's what holds this in place. And then you want it about an inch out, okay, so it's sticking about an inch out. Then we are going to take a lighter and light it. The smokeless kind, the black sticks, take quite a bit longer to light, so sometimes it's worth, rather than using all of your lighter fuels, sometimes it might be worth it to just have a little candle going near you. So you can use that flame, but you're going to keep it under the flame. The ones that smoke actually light much quicker, but you're going to keep it until you see that little red tip there, so you can tell that it is going. All right, then you're going to put that into the cap part, and you want it about halfway. You want the end of the Moxa stick about halfway through the little openings there, okay? And then this will get nice and warm. If it ever gets too hot, you can pull this back a bit so the stick is further away from the end. That will decrease the heat some. Right now it's getting nice and warm there. Okay, so, and it takes a little bit. And it depends on if you're using the smokeless or the one that does smoke. I'm going to show you on the point here, it's called arm 3 miles, the technique that you can use, but you can use it on all sorts of different places. You can use it on leg 3 miles, and I will, advise you as to what is best for you. But you're just going to use this little tapping motion like this. And when it's not quite as warm, you can tap for a little longer to let the heat penetrate. And this one is not quite warm enough to how I want it, so I'm going to press it so the tip of the lit end is closer there. And sometimes these smokeless ones are a little tricky. You have to light them a couple times for them to actually hold. But you're just going to go back and forth. When it gets hot, you can kind of go a little bit faster. The smokeless ones are nice because they don't smoke. The ones that have the smoke, the herb in this mugwort has just a wonderfully relaxing smell to it. And it's really nice sometimes to just smell that. So it kind of depends on what, if you're sensitive to smoke, then the smokeless ones are much better and a great option. So there's that. Then when you are done using it, you're going to take the top off carefully just to make sure that that doesn't fall out. And occasionally you will have to ash it. I have like a little Moxa thing here where I can just kind of tap it off. And sometimes that actually just broke off, so you can bring it back out again. Okay. But what you're going to want to do is tap it off so the ash doesn't, you can also tap it with the top on sometimes and the ash will come out. But just be careful. Do realize that it could burn you, so you have to be very careful as you're using it. And then at the end, you can just put the end down in something like this. You can also use some dry rice or some dry sand, but just something to extinguish it, to make sure it's extinguished. Moxa can be a little tricky sometimes. I would definitely advise when you're done using it, leaving it in whatever you extinguished it with, because whether that be sand or rice or a little, you know, something like this or an ashtray, because it can be tricky and you don't want it to, you know, light up again and cause like a fire or something. So anyway, so just, you know, be safe. So that's it. All right, take care.